When was the last time you did something for the first time? This is a question that I keep asking myself whenever I'm alone. And usually the first answer that pops up to my head is, I read today's newspaper for the first time. If you think of it, it's a very brilliant answer. I've read thousands of newspapers in my life, but never have I ever read a newspaper with today's date on it. So I've read today's newspaper for the first time. When I really sit down and think, when was the last time I did something for the first time, I actually keep going back to my decision to moving to Bangalore from Hyderabad. Why was that a big deal? Because that was the first time I had to leave my parents and stay away from them. Sure, I've had issues with my parents when I was born. I mean, I'm sure every one of you might have had. Before I was born, I used to hang out in heaven all the time. So one fine day, I'm just chilling on the sofa, drinking a cup of cold coffee, just minding my own business. Suddenly, God comes to me and says, "Hey Tarun, what's up?" I said, "Dude, we're in heaven. There's nothing up." I guess he didn't like my humor. He got so pissed off and the next thing I knew, I was born on earth to my parents. Well, the whole heaven to earth relocation, it was not something I liked at first. But then, I got along. In fact, when I was born, I was so mad at my parents that I used to cry all the time. And it took me almost 2 years to start talking to them. But eventually I got along with them, and yeah, I like them a lot, which is why my decision to moving to Bangalore was a big deal for me. So today I'm going to share with you all the things that I did for the first time when I moved to Bangalore. So the first thing that I did for the first time when I moved to Bangalore was I cooked something for myself, all by myself. And it was terrible. I mean, how can someone screw up cooking Maggi? I'll tell you how. The first step is you start cooking Maggi. The second step is you go to another room and start watching TV. The third step is you completely forget that you were cooking Maggi and get yourself involved in the cooking. And the fourth step, it comes pretty naturally. You smell something burning in the kitchen and you find out you screwed up Maggi. But hey, that's something I did for the first time in my life, so I'm going to count that. For the first time in my life, I did whitewater river rafting in Dubare River in Coorg. I went there with my friends, and I met a very interesting couple there. They named their son Apple. Obviously, the first thing I noticed was whether they have iPhone or not, and they did. But that was not the reason why they named them Apple. It was because their son actually liked eating apples a lot. The first thing I did something I did for the first time was I drove a bike at 4 a.m. in the morning and I crashed it into a toll gate. Well, I was on my way to Nandi Hills that day, and like any logically sound and awesome person, I did what everyone would do. I didn't stop driving. I just kept going on till I reached Nandi Hills. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, I saw the sunrise, and I realized something to myself. I've never seen the sunrise before, because by the time I get up, the sun is already up. Always. I can never forget the first time I took a flight. Not because I was super excited about flying, but also because that was the day I was visiting home to attend my grandpa's funeral. So I got this mixed feelings, like you're super happy, you're also sad. All these feelings just canceled each other out, and I almost felt nothing that day. So that was the first time. For the first time in my life, I drank alcohol. It didn't taste that good. It was awful. But after a bottle or two of alcohol, I don't think that really matters. The taste really matters. I mean, you just feel the buzz, you feel high, and that feeling is like totally worth facing alcohol. For the first time in my life, I did karaoke. I did kayaking in a very deep river that was like 300 meters deep, and I didn't know how to swim, but I still did it. And these were a few of the things that I did for the first time in my life. I would encourage all of you to ask yourself, what was the last time that you did something for the first time? I'm sure it will lead you to reminiscing all the good times that you had. But if it doesn't, you can always read today's newspaper. Thank you.